People of Reddit. Which fictional character deserves a long hug and why? Definitely Hagrid from Harry Potter. He may be a giant, but his heart is just as big. Plus, who wouldn't want to get wrapped up in his warm, fuzzy arms? Batman. Along with years of therapy and drugs, he's miserable all the time. Courage the Cowardly Dog. His life's being so traumatic and he just wants to protect his family. I'm not a fictional character but I need a hug. Courage the Dog. He did so much for the family yet they treated him like crap. Sasuke. All his family got killed by his own brother. Guts from Berserk. That man has gone through way too much. Guts from Berserk. Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. Spent his youth trying to be strong enough to kill his father's murderer only to see the man he was so eager to kill died from another person's hands and not his. All of his training and killing amounted to nothing. The new Season 2 shows him trying to atone all his sins and had the best character development I ever seen. He deserves at least a small hug for what he endured. Solid Snake. The amount of physical and emotional pain that man went through is surreal. Luz Niseda because she was not ready for drama. Barney Gumble. He's 40, he's single and he drinks but don't cry for him, he's already dead. Doctor Who. He is so lonely. Has companion but keeps them at a distance because he knows they will grow old and die. Isaac from The Binding of Isaac. IARC. The beta name for the game was Lovesick, which is fitting. The only 3 characters in the game are Isaac, 5 years old, his dad, left the family behind, and his mom, abusive. Also his cat died. Arthur Morgan. He gave everything for everybody. Let me give him a hug, goddangit. Aquamarine Hoshino. Because well, damn. Levi Ackerman from AOT. He's watched pretty much everyone around him die. Guts. Michael Scott. Eren Yeager. Lara Croft. With a side order of hugs for Supergirl, Batgirl, Wonder Woman and Catwoman. Zulf from the game Bastion loudly crying his theme song https://youtube.be/u8m5yarkemq. Captain America. Me. A naked Daenerys Targaryen. Why? For my own gratification. Phoebe from Charmed would have sex with her next to Hugs. Severus Snape because I love broody men. For real though. He just needs a hug. I'm imagining a Good Will Hunting type of scenario. Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank at times, especially during the future series. Literally everyone from The Magicians. That show is trauma-inducing. Noelle Holiday. Lisbeth Salander. She wouldn't like it though, so I wouldn't do it. Despite how destructive and horrible they are at times. I would give both of the main characters in Beef a hug. Hurt people. BoJack Horseman. Also, I really liked a line from this week's Ted Lasso, who also deserves a hug, about how everyone, even bad people, deserve to be loved. Maybe that is a path to a better place. Itachi Uchiha. He was one tortured tragic character who I think was just barely keeping together. Guts. Master Chief. He's been forced to live through atrocities and forced himself to fight G through horrors. All without break or rest. Cobra Commander. He never gets to conquer the world. Eponine. Of Les Miserables. My heart breaks for her. She just wanted to be loved. Dr. Two Brains. My man was a great scientist before he got in an accident with a rat. And he's literally being puppeted around by said rat. And gets literal withdrawal if he doesn't eat a shit ton of cheese every day. His backstory is genuinely so dark for a children's show. Philip J. Fry. Sadness from * Inside Out. I've never seen a toon that needed a hug more than she does. I do. Frowning face. Guts from Berserk. Jason Voorhees. Though there's no way I'm going to get close enough to give him one. I mean, think about it. Bullied for his disability. Almost drowned as a kid. Or if you believe the Jason vs. Freddy vs. Ash comic is canon. Died and was resurrected. Lived on his own in the woods for God knows how long. Saw his mother get brutally murdered. And people keep trying to reopen the source of all his trauma. Honestly, I feel like with enough therapy, he wouldn't be a killer. Pretty much everyone from Evangelion, Ash Lynx, Joe March, Vash the Stampede. Just taken a look at him. He needs it. Bing Bong from Inside Out, Jesse Pinkman, Helena Targaryen, House of the Dragon. She's coded as autistic in a crapsack medieval world that wouldn't even begin to understand or care what that means. It's a misogynistic patriarchy, and the one woman who stands a chance of changing that is someone Helena is forced to side against. She's also a dragon dreamer, meaning she has visions of the future, and is constantly trying to warn people of impending disaster in her own way. Through riddles. And no matter how many times she's right, people keep on ignoring her. She was married off to her own brother, admittedly a tradition in her family, who is a drunk loser and a pissed * who strongly dislikes her. Calls her an idiot, even though the term far better suits him. And mostly just ignores her. Except when he drunkenly takes advantage. As he spends his days watching children fight in a fighting pit and sexually assaulting the servants who look after their children. Speaking of that, she has multiple children by the time she's in her 20s. And is basically raising them herself. This is a world where it is a wife's duty to give her husband sons. And if this doesn't happen, she has failed him. And that's just season 1. Greater than. We know from the law that assassins will break into her home, hold her at knife point, and literally inflict Sophie's choice on her. As in, they force her to choose one of her sons to die. When she chooses the younger one, the assassins repeat to the boy that, "Your mother wants you dead," before they kill the older one instead. And yes, she has to watch less than, greater than. Eventually, she takes her own life. Less than. There are probably other characters who could use a hug even more, but poor Helena is the one who popped into mind.